Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. Before we begin, I would like to give you a little introduction into who I am and how I got all this information. If you're watching this from our email newsletter, then you probably already know who I am. If you want to check this out anyway, that's totally cool. If not, go ahead and pop over a few minutes to the top-down section. But for those of you that are new to this, my name is Rimi Inti. I am a shamanic practitioner. So the information that I am providing is information that has been passed down to me through my lineage, through my bloodline, from my parents' parents, their parents' parents, grandparents, so on and so forth. You see, my family is from South America, Ecuador to be exact. And in South America, there are people that are known as curanderos or curanderas, which is Spanish for healer. Sadly, that term itself has become very synonymous with a negative version of the word witch. So when I call this a witch kit, it is coming from that background. It's coming to honor my grandmother, my great-grandmother, those who have practiced healing before. You see, back in the day, healing and any sort of curandera or witch work wasn't done for money. It was done for trading. So people would always bring blankets, food, good things to trade for healing sessions from my grandparents or great-grandparents. So this information that I'm giving to you comes from that. It's not something that I just read or learned online. This is information that was passed down to me. My father is also a healer, and he's also what we call a shaman. He came up to the United States and was invited into the Lakota tradition, so he studied under them for about 30-ish years or so. So what I know is a mixture of North Native American traditions, or Turtle Island, and South Native American traditions. What I am teaching in this video, the Witch Kit, is mainly from South America. So there are a few things that I do not add into it, mainly tobacco and some of the other modalities that I use. So oh my God, I'm forgetting about it. But anyway, a protection pouch and stuff like that. I'll teach that in another video if you guys are interested. I'm also thinking about hosting a white witchery masterclass. If that's something that interests you, please click on the link below or sign up for our newsletter, which is on our website, which is the link below. And hopefully that's something that piques your interest. But yeah, that is the information that was passed on to me. That is what this is based off of. And so I'll go into all of that right now. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop me a comment or reach out to me. I would love to talk about all this stuff with anybody. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, let's get started. First and foremost, everything you see here is things that I have used personally. And so this kit isn't just something that I pull out of thin air. These are tools that I have personally worked with and have experience with. Everything is set up in this canvas roll called the Sendak Mini, which is made by a small family-owned business called the Pagan All. It is my favorite. I actually use this to carry around my artistic stuff. So I usually keep my pens and my notebooks here and markers and stuff, which you'll find in another video. But I thought, how cool would it be to set this up as a little witch kit, a little everyday carry witch kit. So let's start over here. Now here I have some herbs or plants or flowers, a mixture of all of them. And I have a little bit more over here, but we'll start with the big ones. I have these in big vials because these are the ones that I will use as teas. So, or I'm going to save this one for last because this is going to be a great transition to this guy. So first and foremost here, I have mullein. Mullein is an amazing herb that is really good for healing. mainly your respiratory system. So this one, I have asthma, which I found out a little bit late in life because all the doctors that I've been to have not been great at explaining things until I finally went to urgent care because I started getting, I guess, asthma attacks in spring. And they're like, yeah, no, you have asthma and like it'll just come on randomly. You don't always have it. So that was interesting. But this helps your lungs. This has helped break up like the phlegm, inflammation, like a bunch of stuff that's going on in my lungs. Like this is my go-to. I will use this to make a tea. And this is also information that I learned from my wife, who is studying to be an herbalist. And she has been so fantastic at sharing her experiences with me. Which she also told me that you can inhale the smoke to get it into your lungs faster. So I have this here in loose leaf form, which I do use in my teas, but then I also have this. Now this is a cigarette that I filled with Moline. So this is one way of doing it. To me, this is a little bit easier. I actually did use this when I was having, not an asthma attack, but like it got to the point where I was wheezing very, very hard. And I had already made a bunch of these because they are medicinal and they help a lot of people. And I smoked it and it literally suppressed everything. It helped my cough. It helped my asthma for about an hour. After that, I had to smoke another one. And then after that, I had to go to urgent care about a day afterwards. And that's when I found out I had bronchitis. So this is something that can also help with bronchitis. I just didn't know that at the moment. But yeah, these are my go-tos. So I like having this on hand just in case I don't have my inhaler. This is my go-to, and this is what I will use to make tea. I'm gonna add these over here to the side since we've been through it. They fit snugly in here. Now, on top of that, I have nettle. Nettle is really, really good for rebuilding blood and providing a lot of nutrients. So this one I have been taking just because I've been sick lately. Again, this is all for healing, and we're not doing witchcrafty stuff just yet. But this one has been my go-to, especially after I got bronchitis, and these two have helped me. This has been really good for replenishing blood and adding just the nutrients that I needed, because having bronchitis is rough. It was brutal, but I did good. And then over here, whoa, this is my first mixture. Now this has skullcap, chamomile, and rose petals. This blend in particular I made for those moments when I'm just like stuck in my mind and get very overactive mind. I know a lot of people probably suffer from that also. A lot of people know that chamomile is very good for calming, which it is, but it has a lot of other medicinal properties, which I love. But these three combined are excellent for just helping you relax and be present. Skullcap is really good for repairing your nervous system and is really, really good for an overactive mind. So I have something here to calm me down. I have rose petals here to help me kind of like have more love for myself, and then this to physically help the nervous system. So you can see what with all of these combined, it's just made specifically to help you relax and calm down. So I have this here ready to go to just drop it into a tea. But yeah, these are beautiful for all of that. Over here, I have spearmint. Now, I wish you guys could smell this. Spearmint is so good, like any of the mint leaves. Spearmint is extremely cooling. So anytime I have any sort of like inflammation or like digestive issues, like if I eat something that's just like a little too spicy and it starts to just like flare up, spearmint tea is going to help, one, break down everything that isn't being digested well, and two, it's going to cool everything down. This one I just love adding anytime I have a chance. It's very refreshing. Really, really good stuff. And then again, over here, I have another calming herb. This is lavender. Lavender is also great for calming the mind and digestion. So you see, I have a running theme going on here of calming and helping and healing. Now, here I have rose petals. Rose petals are really, really good for love and loving yourself. I have a big amount of this one and these other ones in loose form for a reason, which I'm going to get into next. And that has to do with this guy. Now, many of you are going to see this and go, oh, that's a voodoo doll, that's witchcraft. And in a way, it is. But please strike from your mind the concept from movies of like putting pins and needles in this. This was originally created to help people from a distance, which, you know, movies have kind of taken and like run with. Yes, you can do harmful things with this, but that's not what I use it for. Like I said, come from a family of healers, and that's what I do. I always have one prepared and just kind of like ready to go. And then I have extra cloth here just in case I need to make more, or if I need to make bundles. But the bundles I'll talk about in my shamanic EDC kit, because that is basically where I use that the most. But when I'm building this for someone, let's say I have a friend who is not doing so well, I will sew this up, which I do have over here in the side. This kind of has all my little knickknacks and stuff. I have the candles. I'll get into the candles later, I promise. I'm going to put these to the side. And then I have the thread. I have a needle in here somewhere. I will fill this with cotton or something, stitch it up, and depending on what this person needs, I can always add a little bit of the herbs or plants inside the doll to help send them that. So let's say they are having upset stomach. I can put a mixture of these in here, sew it up, and then keep this somewhere on my altar to help send that calming and soothing energy to them. There's a lot of different ways of using this guy, but I use this to help people. I'm not going to do anything evil, but I know once you see this, you're like, wait a minute, I've seen voodoo dolls. I know how they work. Nah, it's usually movie stuff, and there's a lot more that goes into it, which if you're interested in, I am going to host a masterclass where I teach the information that I've passed down. So if that's something that interests you, please hop on over to my website. I'll have the link down below, and you can sign up for our email, and we'd love to have you there. But yeah, this I have ready to go anytime. So just in case someone needs help, there it is. Over here, I have the safety pins to kind of keep things pinned together. I don't know what this is, but I'm happy it's here. And then this little guy I keep. This is to cut the thread or to unstitch any of the dolls that I've already made. I like having this around because people get this idea that like once you make the doll, like that's it. But the thing is, you have to take it apart. The doll can't stay forever because then you're just sending that energy constantly. So I have that as my backup, and then the thread to stitch it. What I don't have in here right now is super glue. So if it's kind of like a rush job, I'll use super glue around the edges. But yeah. And then the thread is for when I make the bundles, but I will get into that at a later point. And that leaves me with my candles. Now, candles are my favorite thing of carrying because I work with the elements. The way I work with the elements is a little bit different than what like modern day witches use, but having fire around is perfect for sending energy. So yes, I could just light this and put it on my altar, or light this and send that energy to somebody. protection, healing, love, whatever you want to do. But this serves multiple purposes. For that, I don't have the tool on me here, but I'm going to use my ring as an example. I carry around a ring similar to this, but it is cut from PVC pipe. So it's like about this big. Now, what I do with that is I can either melt the wax into that ring and let it solidify, or if I am out and about, I can gather dirt, get it wet, place it in here, compact it, and then, where are you? I use this little tool to inscribe a sigil. Oh, I didn't realize my thing was acting up. But anyway, so yeah, this is how I use my kit. This is how I use these items. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and drop a comment. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. All right, bye. All right, I'm gonna just jump in real quick. I'll probably put this at the end of the video so it doesn't like interrupt everything. But I bet you noticed there was a few things missing, or a few things that you would usually see when it comes to the term witches, and that is sage and or Palo Santo, which everybody loves to use. And I use them. But the thing is, you have to understand, sage is a part of a closed practice, which I am a part of. Palo Santo is also part of a closed practice, which I am also a part of. But the thing is, there's a lot of different things that you can use. Now, if you like doing witchy things, cool, continue to do so. But you have to have a little bit of respect for the culture or the tradition where things come from. If you are not part of the Native American practice, then I would avoid using sage. There's other things you can use. I know pagans tend to use cedar. Cedar is also one of the 4 sacred plants of North Native traditions. But again, it's used elsewhere too. I highly suggest finding out what it is that calls to you from a tradition that is close to your heart, and then research it, and then develop a relationship with that item. So for me personally, I have developed a relationship with sage, Palo Santo, cedar, and tobacco, which are the 4 sacred herbs of Turtle Island. I've also done sweetgrass. Palo Santo is from South America. Sorry, I messed all that up. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Like, developing a relationship with these things is important. Yes, it is a tool to use, but you have to start recognizing that these items are beings themselves, and you have to have a relationship with them. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of witchy girls, witchy boys that will just grab sage and like, oh, this is to clear things. That's not how I view them. That's not how I use sage. But that's for a later moment. Anyway, I decided to remove those items from this so everyone can get a feel and kind of create this. This is a very neutral kit that I have here. Herbology, using the plants, anybody and everybody can do that. But again, it's something that you have to learn. It takes time. It's not something that you can do a crash course over the weekend. Building a relationship with the herbs is going to take time. Like when you became best friends with your best friend, that wasn't an overnight thing, that developed over time, right? Same thing here. These are tools that I can use, you can use, I can teach. It's really, really fun. It's very, very helpful. You can heal a lot of people with it. But those specific healing tools from closed practices, I kept them out for that specific reason. But also so you can learn a little bit, you know? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and pop a comment or respond to the email.